All right, what's up, Astroheads, and thank you for tuning in to my Ride With Me series. Today is all about Virgo. So I have the beautiful Miss Carla in the car with me today, and we're kind of just gonna go over the Virgo characteristics, superpowers, what some famous Virgo people, and kind of really just confirm from an actual Virgo person, do they fit the characteristics and the stereotypes that people tend to say about them. We ready?
I guess so.
All right, so Virgo people, they some of their characteristics that I found to be, they're super grounded, down to earth people. They are just natural go-getters. They love to put like 100% of themselves into whatever it is, relationship, their business. They like being in service to other people. And they are called the perfectionists of the zodiac sign. So jumping right into the first confirm or deny question. So it says the Virgos they're perfectionists. So they're like really analytical and can be critical of themselves because they want to do like a great job in whatever it is they're doing. They can be very critical of others. So they can get to the point where maybe they're overanalyzing, and this can be big stuff, like if you're at work, you're critical of somebody at work, or down to we're eating dinner and you watching somebody chew and you just like, who raised this person? Why they are chewing like a cow at the table? Like, so is that true? Like, do you really do that?
That is very, very true.
And so why do you think that is? It's just naturally who you are, as far as you like to analyze things and figure out why you're into etiquette, so you know how to be, and you don't understand why somebody else is not.
Yes. That's just us Virgos.
That is so funny.
But I think it can be a blessing and it can be a curse.
It can.
Like you mentioned, at work, you overdo because you're a perfectionist.
Yes.
And then sometimes you look at flaws in people that are not even really big things that could be a problem.
Yeah. And that's awesome to recognize that, because the biggest thing is to recognize, when you recognize what the curse could be of it, you can turn it, that's when it becomes your superpower. Like, I know I'm great at this. Like, I can analyze stuff. I know what's great about me, what's great about whomever. I know I'm gonna give 100% at this. And so now I know, okay, maybe I need to calm down on being analytical and stuff like that. Even about yourself, maybe I can relax. I don't need to overdo it and things like that, because you know what you're gonna do is gonna be great, period. So that's dope. Basically, Virgos, they want to make sure that anything that's presented to the world is kind of perfect, including themselves. So when they present themselves, they're gonna look the part. Their home, if you're coming to their house, everything's gonna be in order, organized. Everything's gonna have its rightful place. It has to be clean. Would you say that that's your personality?
Yes.
And then I can confirm that you and your husband, well, I came to your housewarming, and and I think I came to something else too. Was it like a game, football game, or something like that? Because y'all like to
throw parties.
Yes, entertain people. And so when I came there, everything very, very nice and clean. You'll give a tour of your home, let people see it, and everything just looks nice and clean. Everything's in its rightful place. You're presenting yourself,
Yeah. The unique thing about my husband and I is we're both Virgos.
Yes. And I was gonna ask you about that, because I go over like a lot of compatible signs for each sign. I think naturally you go well with your same element but same sign. I want to ask you, how is that? How is it having another perfectionist in the house with you? How does that work?
I think it's good. As far as compatibility, it's great because he knows when I'm sad, he knows when I'm happy, and vice versa.
And why that may be, because y'all may have the same, characteristics.
Right. So when I need my space and some time to me, he understands and he gives me that space and that time. And then he knows when we need to come back together and talk about it.
Right. And I think that's awesome too. And that's another good thing to know that I researched about Virgos is they're very into their power. So it's, man or woman is, they love being in relationships, but at the same time, I'm comfortable with myself. Yes. I can stand on my own, but I do love being with a partner.
Yes, we're very independent.
And then that partner, you love being with somebody who's ambitious, just like you, sure of themselves, just like you. So I guess that's why you guys match in that way, because you both have those characteristics. And what else? Oh, as far as being like you presenting yourself to the world in a certain way, does that go the same way as, even if you're feeling sad, when I present myself to the world, I'm still gonna be this same Carla that you see all the time. You're not gonna see me sweat.
Right.
You're just gonna see I'm gonna always be the same person when you see me. Even if I'm going through something, I'm gonna be the same way.
Yes, that's a true characteristic of Virgo.
Yeah. And I definitely believe that. And Beyonce is a Virgo.
Yes, she is.
And let me tell you something, what I truly respect. I feel like your story is your power, period. You don't have to, you're not obligated to share yourself or your real story with anyone. And when you do, it needs to be how you want it to be, how I want to present it to you, when I want to present it to you. And when she present her story to you, whether it's good or bad, you about to give her the bag.
That's right.
Like, it's not gonna be for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was in a beautiful, I'm talking about Lemonade, just beautiful artistic she presented it perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I really just respect that about her. Other than that, you don't really know anything about Beyonce. Like, you don't know the details of her life. She's not this, she don't just share her story with everybody. She doesn't have to. Virgos have the ability to, they have an intuitive nature about just very grounded things, about the practical needs of other people. So they see a lot of things that they may not, very observant. They're analytical. So they may see a whole bunch of things that they don't even say that they see them. But they may see certain things and be of service to people. They have that natural thing about, this is what this person needs. Let me be of service. Let me be of help to this person. Would you say that that's who you are?
Yes,
like definitely. You just naturally have a knowing of certain things when it comes to people and what they need.
Yes.
And I would say, and I'm definitely learning about all of the zodiac signs. I have a lot of experience with certain ones that are in my life, but like my sister is a Virgo, and I can't say I know a whole lot about Virgos because she's old, like 10 years older than me, so she was gone, when I was growing up. But what I mostly know about her is she's very nurturing. Like, she has this personality to where it's like, I would say I'm nurturing, but not in the way that she is. She would have you, hey, come to my house, let me take care of you, let me cook for you, let me, like, actually herself take care of you. She has that type of nature. And is that what you like? You're like very like, let me give you a meal, I'll cook you a meal, that type of thing. And also I had a friend in college when I came up here to go to CSU. She was a Virgo, and her and I would go to church together, and she was very much of, okay, after church I'm gonna cook, everybody comes to my dorm or my apartment, and she would cook for people to come over.
Yes, that's definitely a Virgo. And also elderly.
Okay.
Virgos tend to help elderly out often. It's just like you said, a nurturing thing. We like to help, children, anybody.
Yes. That's awesome. Also, in business or in relationships, I've it said that Virgos, like, they'll put 100% of themselves in the things that anything that they want to achieve. So can you say that that's what you are? Like, do you have any major milestones or goals that you've accomplished because you feel like that's your nature?
Yes. Virgos are go-getters. We already talked about them being perfectionists. We're very analytical, so we think things through to the 100th degree. I will say that in life I have had several goals. The purchase of my home, you know, my career. I work at Thesis. I've been there for 15 years this year. And one of my biggest accomplishments was opening my salon. Let's see. My husband, he has a detailing thing going on. So yeah, we make goals, we set them, we accomplish them,
and you steadfast to them until they're you've pulled from the earth and made your business something
Success.
that can
That's right.
And that's awesome. Yep. And you know, built your home from the ground up, shows every single detail about your home. I think that that's great, and I think that that's definitely a great characteristic when it comes to the Virgo personality. Your husband is a fellow Virgo, so do you have any type of advice for like your fellow Virgos? Like, is it something that, like, the natural stuff about yourself, like your intuitive nature about things, you being a go-getter, all the stuff that you know is naturally good about you, did you know it? Like, when did you come into that? Did you always know you were that way? Like, do you have any advice for Virgos who don't know that they have these great things about them?
I think it's something that, you know, I've grown, you know, I've been a Virgo always, so I think the things that, the characteristic of a Virgo, I picked up on when I was young. I really don't, I really don't have any advice. I mean, I think that all Virgos should, if they don't already know, should look at the characteristics and the different aspects of a Virgo and then kind of grow on those.
Yeah. I would definitely say that too, and I would definitely say, like when we were saying about the analytical part, knowing that that's your superpower, but also know to maintain balance in it.
Right.
You know, to make sure, like, say you get into a rut when you're younger because you don't know your superpowers yet, and you can be too critical of yourself and get in a rut of a detail that maybe you don't even really need. It's not as big, you know, as you're making it out to be, and start focusing on the great stuff, you know. So I think that'll be a good thing for it, maybe a younger Virgo to know, to say, hey, let's make sure we celebrate who we are. And this little thing right here is because you're analyzing it, it's because it's your nature, but you don't even need to.
That's true. I think
go that deep.
Right, that's true. I think another thing that you just made me think of, friendship. Yeah. Virgos love hard. As far as friends and relationships, one thing that I found though is not all other people love the same way as a Virgo. So for a while I would get myself down because I'm like, I'm being a better friend to her than she is to me. But I had to learn that that's just the characteristic of a Virgo. Knowing, right? And there's nothing wrong with, you know.
And I was gonna ask you about friends and because, like you said, your husband, he knows your characteristics because he's a Virgo. But a lot of people who intuitively pick up on things, a lot of people who intuitively pick up on things, like you naturally know the needs and things of others, right? Other people may not have your ability, so it's natural to you to just know certain things and be a nurturer. Like, I know this person needs this, let me nurture that. But some people just, they don't have your ability, so they're not gonna nurture you the way you would, or know what you're going through the way you do, because they don't have your ability. So the good thing is to know, okay, they don't know, and then maybe if this is my friend, I want to keep them around. Let me communicate to them. Let me say, hey, you know, and just talk it out. Say, hey, you know, especially if you're a Virgo, you're a perfectionist, people not gonna see you sweat, right? So you're not showing to the world that you've been going through anything. So you may have to tell this friend, hey, I'm going through something right now, and then let them kind of be a nurturer for you. Have you found that being an issue in your friendship, as far as you not showing that something's wrong?
Yeah. Well, it's not an issue in my friendship, but personally, I think I have a problem with holding things on.
That's a Virgo. Yes. Yes, they're gonna know a lot of things. They're gonna hold on to things that they're not gonna say.
Yes, and sometimes I wait sometimes I wait until it's gone too far to say something about it.
Right.
But that's something that I've worked on over the years as well.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a good for advice for other people to go ahead and kind of communicate it out when it bothers you. Go ahead and say, hey, this is what it was. And then I would say, even then, I feel like communication period is the best way to go. Because shoot, if I'm communicating something to you that's bothering me and that causes you to leave, I mean, I'm trying to help by giving you explaining myself to you, explaining, what I'm going through, or talking to you, period, because you're my friend. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying anything.
Right.
So it should be, if somebody's communicating something to you, you're important to them. That's what I would like for people to know too. A lot of people don't normally communicate things, but they're telling you because you're important.
Right.
So that's what I would say to the Virgo friend or whatever. If your Virgo person is communicating something to you, when normally you're not even gonna know nothing's going on with them, if they're telling you, pay attention.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, listen to what they're saying, because normally they wouldn't say anything. So it means you're important. So that's dope. Anything business related, management, because you're very organized.
Yes.
Detail oriented, leader. You're great at working and being a part of a team. So anything like office work related, RN, because you have a natural nurturing ability to know, like, the bedside manner. I would say for a Virgo, I'm sure is very, very awesome, because a lot of times some doctors don't, or nurses or whomever. I think that probably should be a requirement, to be honest, because if you're delivering some news to someone, or they're going through like a harsh, getting over something or whatever you call them, like a ailment, and they're healing from it, you need somebody there that's going, let me make you as comfortable as possible, and just know what you need. Let me get an extra pillow, let me give you something to eat. You need that, and somebody who's going to deliver it to you like, I feel your pain on this, I really genuinely understand, or I'm sorry, instead of it just being blabbed out to them without feeling like you care. So I think RN, I think a Virgo would be great doing that. Social work, so dealing with kids and families who are in need and trying to get them support, and office work and things like that. So I found that. And so do you agree with all those? Virgo superpower, and we kind of already went over that, which is your analytical nature, and your intuitive nature about just shifts in earthly shifts. So like, say you have a business and you want to start this business, and you being analytical, you're gonna, like, all the way down to the minuscule detail of, is this business good? Is it gonna make us money? How much is it gonna cost us to get it off the ground? Like, you're gonna be really into those details and knowing what it's gonna take to start this business. And then also, I would say if you're a business person, you just kind of have a natural knowing of, hey, maybe it's time to sell this business, because I just feel something about it's gonna be a change in the economy and this is not gonna work anymore. And so we need to sell now so we can get the most money off of it, because maybe next year it's not gonna be great. So definitely a great superpower is your intuitive ability when it comes to people, what they need, and then just business period and how business works, and when things shift, knowing what to do before the shift happens, or something's gonna be big over here, let's go ahead and invest in this. That's a Virgo superpower. Maintaining your own power, as far as your independence. Like we were saying, you're definitely want a relationship, great in a relationship, but you definitely have your own independent nature, independent spirit. You can stand alone. You know, in nature, things are going to be great, things are going to be not so great, and know what to do in those times. But Virgos maintaining their personal power is what's going to keep them up top. I would even say Beyonce once said, but she said that you should find out who you are, or have your own career and ability before you say, okay, well, I'm gonna be a wife. And I get what she was saying, but I think she was mostly saying be your own person and make sure you can still maintain your own personal power within yourself, whether you're with someone or outside of someone, because that's what's gonna keep you grounded. Virgos are grounded people. Some famous Virgos are Beyonce, of course, Michael Jackson. And if you take those two people alone in the perfectionist category, they are known as some of the best to do it in their realm, in the entertainment sector, because they really take entertainment and all of the details that come along with it. Like Michael Jackson, his performances, he would choreograph his own dances. He would turn his music videos into movies. Like, he was so ahead of his time, and then the details that he would put in place, it just shows how great of a performer he was. Beyonce is the same way. Her performances, you know, and Virgos are, you know, they're very naturally humble, shy people. But when Beyonce get on stage, she's Sasha Fierce. She knows, she knows like just how to entertain and what to be while she's up there. Her clothes look nice, her body's gonna look nice. She's just really good at what she does. So I think definitely they embody it. Jada Pinkett-Smith, what I would say about her is her intuitive abilities about earthly shifts are great. She has her talk show on Facebook, which nobody else has really just had that. She's kind of breaking into her own realm of things and starting a business in a new venue that probably everybody's gonna jump on that train of things coming up. But you know, her basically creating a space to where, okay, I know the practical nature of people. I know what they need. I've sat and talked to people. I've had my own burdens to bear and things like that. And also Virgos their planet is Mercury, so that's communication. So she's found a way to communicate practical things that happen to everybody and their families, and sit and communicate it to where people all over the world can understand, and say, oh, okay, I've gone through that too, that's good, let me, you know, not be like that person. But it's a lot of times it's good to see that, hey, somebody else has gone through that, and things like that. So I think that she's definitely groundbreaking in her own right with that. Who else did I see? I saw Keanu Reeves. I really like him. And what I would say about him is, we know he's a movie star and stuff like that, but he is just so down to earth. When you read articles about him, he's like going on the street and sitting next to a needy person, having a conversation with them. You know, he'll give them money and stuff like that, but he'll just go and sit and be just like them, dressed, you know, regular. So just really in tune with and can be grounded with anyone. So I think that that's great too. I think that's it. Do you know any other famous?
No, I think that's about.
Yeah, but those are great folks.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So, what did you think about the Virgo characteristics? You're definitely...
Yes, I'm definitely a Virgo.
A Virgo.
Yes.
So I appreciate you. I'm just gonna go turn around.
Oh, you're good.
Doing this with me. And if anyone wants to know about Carla, about all of the businesses that you and your husband have started, or just want to know about Carla in the future, how can they contact you?
You can contact me on Facebook or on Messenger. I'm Carla Gail Gardner, and my husband is Derek Gardner. My shop, my braiding shop, is Premier Impressions. You can find that on Facebook as well.
Awesome. So y'all know how to contact Miss Carla. All things about Carla, her great businesses that her and her family have started. If you just want to stay up to date on her, you know how to reach her. And thank you all for tuning in.